The issue about Donald Trump and his health and the idea of his foreign policy, if it really exists, if it is in fact policy or just noises, it's about the theatre of dereliction. We're faced with a figure on the world stage, Trump, who is, to borrow from Shakespeare, a man who struts and frets his hour and then is heard no more. But alas, this man will be heard, though it may be with increasingly diminished coherence. I think Donald Trump is not serious. And I should even stop the sentence there. I don't think he's serious about Ukraine. I don't think he's serious about Vladimir Putin. And increasingly, I don't think he's serious about himself. What we're witnessing is not the strategy of a realist, nor the cold calculation of a deal maker, though that's what people claim he is, but the tragicomic flailing of a man untethered from moral consistency, strategic clarity, and perhaps even cognitive stability. Let's begin with the fundamentals. In foreign policy, words are cheap. It's actions that matter. And Trump's record is not only devoid of decisive action on Ukraine, it's replete with examples of abdication of any sort of responsibility, any sort of real decision-making. General Ben Hodges, the former commander of the US forces in Europe, put it more plainly: Trump will do nothing unless Congress forces his hand. Trump has in fact cut intelligence and military aid to Ukraine, while simultaneously insisting with that trademark Trumpian gravitas that Putin has gone absolutely crazy. But what does Trump propose in response to this lunacy? A sternly worded post on Truth Social. The Russians have mocked him, ignored him, and escalated their brutality against Ukraine, and he still cannot bring himself to impose new sanctions. He is, in a word, inert. And that, I think, is the problem. He is gaseous, inert. Why? Because Trump is not an isolationist in the classical sense. He's an opportunist. His fascination with Putin has always had less to do with global politics than with projection. He sees in Putin a version of leadership unencumbered by democratic constraint. He sees in Putin a sort of alpha man, what he wants to be. He has a sort of father complex, strong, ruthless, applauded by sycophants. Yet even Putin now appears to have grown bored with Trump. Because Trump's recent attempts at diplomacy, a phone call, a bungled ceasefire plea, were met with missile strikes. And Putin's rage is curiously reserved. His strongest rebuke: I don't know what the hell happened to Putin. This is less foreign policy than forlorn bromance. Ambassador Kurt Volker says that Trump doesn't want to confront Russia because he still dreams of doing business with Russia. That may explain why he tried to force Zelensky into a premature peace talk with Putin. Talks doomed from the start because, as Volker puts it, Putin hasn't budged from his maximalist aims. And we've seen all this before. In the 1930s. I hate to go back there because there are things one shouldn't say on YouTube. One shouldn't talk about people with little moustaches. But Chamberlain at Munich, Roosevelt in the late 1930s, appeasement dressed up as prudence. Both men thought they could temper expansionist nationalism by sacrificing other people's sovereignty. Trump appears to believe the same. He's floated the idea of trading Ukrainian territory for peace. Such propositions do not prevent war. They embolden aggressors. Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. I forget who said that. Trump is not merely repeating it, he's plagiarizing it with gusto. But perhaps the most disturbing element is this. It's not just that Trump is unserious, because he is. It's that he may no longer be capable of seriousness at all. Rick Wilson, a very interesting piece, describes the current president as the man whose cognitive decline is visible in every meandering monologue. Gaffes, confusion, obsessive repetition. This isn't the art of the deal, it's the erosion of thought. His speeches now reference yachts, wives, airports in the Revolutionary War. His grip on reality is slipping, and with it any remaining claim to be a steward of American power. Thinking of a third term, for goodness sake. For goodness sake, he'll be lucky to get through this one. The tragic irony is this is the man who once mocked not so long ago, Joe Biden's age and acuity. And yet the transcripts from Trump's own appearances are now being scrubbed from official records. His team knows what we know, that a man once feared for his unpredictability is now pitied for it. So here we are. A brutal war drags on, Ukraine bleeds, Russia defies, the West looks for leadership and finds in Washington a man self-absorbed, a man absorbed not by Europe's future, but by his own mythology. If America's allies act now, it's because they can no longer wait. Germany, Britain, France, they've lifted missile range restrictions not because of American leadership, but in spite of it, because of its absence. The Republican Party may yet force Trump's hand, but one cannot govern a world by dragging its architect, kicking and mumbling towards coherence. It doesn't work like that. Trump is not merely unserious, he's unmoored. He's no longer feared by foes, trusted by allies, or obeyed by subordinates. He's a cautionary tale in real time. And his joker, Elon Musk, oh, today I'm not in politics. Tomorrow I am in politics. Today I'm not. Tomorrow I am. Today, no. Tomorrow, don't. No, no. But, yes, no. Yes, no. Who cares? Trump barely knows what's going on. I barely know what's going on. The lesson is this. If you hand power to a man who finds reality inconvenient, don't be surprised when fantasy governs your foreign policy. Don't be surprised. And I'm not.